Okay, here I am back in this original Tyler Hobson Pendulum Chest Press. And I decided I'm going to go ahead and go 6 plates aside based on how I felt on 5 plates aside. Now if you go back to my video archives on just my previous chest training session and when I used this machine, you'll see that I did 545s and a 25 on each side for a set of 4. Now that set of 4 545s and a 25 was very, very difficult. Extremely difficult. There wasn't 4.5, there wasn't 5, there was 4, and it took everything I had. So I'm going up 20 pounds per side. Now, when you're using extreme resistance or extreme weight, even 5 pounds per side increase can bury you. If you're benching 405 and you nail that for a hard single, you put 2.5s on each side, chances are you're not going to nail that. You know, that's how extreme it is when you're very high resistance, just increasing your weight a little, not just like I have marginally here, going up 20 pounds each side. So I'm not exactly certain if I can even pull one of this, because getting it out of the hole, like I said, is extremely, extremely difficult. But I always live by the philosophy that not trying is not an option. Failure is an option. So you need to learn that, and you need to live by that, and that's mostly why I use machines. There's no one else in here. I got a 12-pack on here. So what if I don't get it? What's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to set it back down and be pissed. But I'm not going to get crushed, I'm not going to get caught, I'm not going to get buried. So that's one of the reasons why you can pick various machines and you can train pretty safely and you can go for it. You can really go for it, challenge yourself. You'll be surprised what you can do if you live by that philosophy that not trying is not an option, especially on machines with the safety of machines. Chances are you are going to move what you choose. And then again, you're going to be obeying the first law of hypertrophy, and that is to move max resistance for your desired number of repetitions. Now the ultimate on this for me would be 3 or 4. That would just be insane. Do I look to get 3 to 4 on this? It depends how I can come out of the hole on the single on this. This is new territory for me. And again, this is 20 pounds each side. That's a major increase in weight. And I got to get locked in tight. I got to wrap my mind around it. Now before I sat down here to talk to you a little bit, I waited the full 7 minutes between the last set. Now muscle does not know how long you rest between sets. Muscle will only respond when you call upon it to respond. When you're handling heavy resistance like this, you must wait maximum allotted time between sets. People who wait 60 seconds, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, they're limiting themselves. They're not following the first law. What they're doing is they're getting back in the machine and they haven't fully recovered. They're only maybe 60-70% recovered. They're not going to move max resistance. Take your time, wait. You want to move max resistance. You want to set records if you can. This is how you're going to grow. Muscle does not know how long you have rested between sets. This is how you train high intensity, low volume. This is how you maximize your gains, maximize the amount of resistance that you can move. Sure, the last set stimulated your central nervous system, and that's what you wanted, the fight or flight response, your central nervous system fully stimulated from your last set, but your central nervous system will still be responsive. It'll still be there for you. Even though you let your heart rate get back down, your respirations get back under control, mentally you're able to wrap your mind around it, you still have your CNS primed. You just got to wait a maximum amount of time to handle the maximum amount of resistance. And I know that makes sense whenever you hear it and whenever you understand it. So, you know, whenever I read where people are training, oh, I go 90 seconds between sets, I go 90 seconds between sets, this is what I heard, this is the best way to train. It's not the best way to train because your muscles are going, they're yawning. You're not pushing them to the maximum contraction. You're not sending that ripple out into your muscles to stimulate hypertrophy maximally. Rest between sets, put a challenging resistance on. Go for it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to use all machines too. This body is built by all machines. They say 90% all machines. So, 6 plates aside. It's definitely going to test my mettle here, let me tell you. But I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to post a video even if I just say it or I can't even get it off. Because I am going to go for it. Let's see what we can do. That was extremely hard. Got some movement out of it. I was only about the 60% repetitions. Couldn't lock out on it. There's no way. Taking it out of the hole just thoroughly exhausted me, but it did have some momentum. I'll count that as 2 repetitions, or I'll count that as a good stimulation set, because that's the furthest I've ever pushed my chest on this machine. You know, I'm a big believer in time under tension, keeping the muscle prolonged time under tension. But when you're going for maximum resistance like this, you're strictly following the first law. You're not changing the variable in which you can allow yourself to do more with time under tension. My next set I'll go a little bit lower. I'll increase the rep range, because the rep is just a unit of time with a 3-part phase, the positive, the static, and the negative. So you can increase the unit of time under tension by either increasing the repetitions or slowing down the repetitions. If you slow down the repetitions, you got to use moderately heavy weight. If you slow the repetitions down too slow, you're going to have to go too light under resistance, and that's going to negate the actual effect of the time under tension. So I'm going to choose a moderately heavy weight, and I'm going to do a longer rep range. And we'll see how that goes for my next set.